A big question today. Is adoption trauma? We are going to explore what is called relinquishment trauma for adoptees, a compassionate look at adoption and early separation. Relinquishment trauma, also known as pre-adoption trauma, the primal wound, or adoptee birth trauma, is childhood trauma that occurs when an infant is separated from their birth mother at birth, abruptly. It's a deep wound, often invisible, but biologically real. This experience becomes an imprint for that baby for the rest of their lives, a lifelong psychological and emotional processing of early childhood trauma. Even before a baby is born, they start getting to know their mom in utero. They form an attachment in the womb. Babies hear the gentle sound of their mother's voice, feel the rhythm of her heartbeat, and even begin to recognize her unique smell. This early connection helps a baby feel safe and secure. So when a baby is separated from their mother at birth and beyond, their little body can feel scared and stressed because they have formed an attachment. This abrupt loss becomes like an alarm going off inside their fragile bodies. It's not just sadness, it's survival stress, because their body is wired to need their birth mother close. When newborns are placed immediately in adoptive care, they can feel fear and grief. The absence of the biological mother is felt in the body. According to Bessel van der Kolk in The Body Keeps the Score, trauma is stored not only in the brain, but also in the body. This means that a baby's body can remember trauma through sensations, physical responses, and nervous system dysregulation long before they have words to describe it. When a child has to move from one caregiver to another, whether it's through foster care, baby homes, or frequent placements, it disrupts their sense of safety and connection. Each move means starting over, new faces, new rules, new routines, and a new environment to figure out. To a child, these changes aren't just stressful, they can feel like loss and abandonment all over again. The more times a child has to say goodbye, the harder it becomes for their brain and body to trust that relationships will last. Every change adds another layer of stress to their nervous system. Instead of settling into safety, their body stays on high alert, waiting for the next disruption. This can lead to emotional overwhelm, behavioral challenges, and difficulty forming secure attachments later in life. The trauma isn't just in what happened, it's in how often it happened and how little control the child had. This early trauma is stored in implicit memory, not as words, but sensations and emotions. Implicit memory is your body's memory system. It remembers things even if you don't think about them. You might not remember being a baby, but your body remembers how it felt to be held, soothed, or scared. These memories live deep inside and can shape how we react to things today, like why certain sounds, smells, or places make us feel calm or anxious. We don't think these memories, we feel them. These are not personality flaws, they are survival strategies, trauma responses, and they make sense. Birth psychology researcher Paula Thompson states, early pre- and postnatal experiences, including trauma, are encoded in the implicit memory of the fetus. Many birth mothers had anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder from their crisis pregnancy, the anticipated relinquishment of their child, and the lack of compassionate treatment they experienced. Most birth mothers do not want to relinquish their children. It is often due to lack of financial and family support. This could set the stage for their child, the adoptee, to inherit a predisposition for depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress disorders. Many therapists don't recognize relinquishment trauma as developmental trauma. Adoptees are often misunderstood. Developmental trauma happens when a child experiences early and repeated disruptions in caregiving or safety, such as neglect, multiple caregiver changes, or emotional abandonment. Developmental trauma impacts how the brain and body develop over time, often leading to lifelong emotional, behavioral, and relational struggles. Adoption can carry deep layers of grief, loss, and trauma, but healing is possible. Many adoptees benefit from evidence-based trauma therapies that go beyond talk therapy and reach the body and brain where early childhood trauma lives. Some powerful approaches include EMDR eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, a therapy which helps the brain reprocess painful memories and reduce emotional distress. Brain spotting, a therapy that uses eye positions to access and release unprocessed trauma stored in the body and nervous system. Neurofeedback, a therapy that trains the brain to self-regulate, improving focus, sleep, and emotional balance. Tapping is a coping skill of EFT, emotional freedom technique, which is another therapy that combines acupressure with affirmations to reduce anxiety and emotional overwhelm. Somatic or body-based therapies work on the trauma stored in the body via movement, breath work, and touch-based therapies that help release stored fear, tension, and dysregulation. Healing takes time, trust, and the right support. But with the right tools, adoptees can reclaim their voice, identity, and inner peace. Most importantly, with a trained and certified adoption-competent therapist. Even with the best intentions, some responses can cause more harm than healing. Adoptees need space for their truth, not pressure to suppress it. What doesn't help is telling adoptees to be grateful or to get over it. This silences their pain and shame, making them feel like they're wrong for feeling hurt. Minimizing or dismissing their grief, loss, or confusion will cause more mental health challenges. Accept that adoption begins with a traumatic loss. Ignoring that doesn't make it disappear. It pushes it deeper and incubates. Saying just be happy you were adopted invalidates the complexity of their identity and experience. Avoiding hard conversations about race, culture, birth family, or trauma are also unhelpful. Adoptees need the freedom to ask, explore, and feel, even when it's uncomfortable. Healing starts with listening, validating, and allowing adoptees to be their whole selves, not just the parts that make others feel comfortable. Adoptive parents play a powerful role in their child's healing journey. When they stay present, patient, and open to the pain, they create the emotional safety adoptees need to grieve and grow. Validating phrases like, "I'm so sorry you're feeling sorry for yourself. You have a lot to feel sorry for," sends a powerful message of validation. Your pain is real. You're not alone in it. It's not about fixing the pain. It's about being with it. What helps is letting grief be welcomed, not rushed. Sitting with sadness without trying to cheer it away. Making space for big feelings, anger, fear, confusion, longing. Saying things like, "You miss your mother. You miss your connection. You've lost something very important, and I understand. I'm not the mom you expected. I don't smell like her. I don't sound like her. I'm a different mom, and I love you, and I'm going to stay with you." These feelings aren't what's wrong with you. They're about what happened to you. You began bonding with your birth mom before you were even born. But when she couldn't care for you and placed you with us, that loss hurt. That pain is called grief, and it's a normal response to losing someone you love. When adoptive parents hold both the love and the loss, adoptees begin to feel seen and safe. Healing happens in relationships that say, "You don't have to hide any part of yourself here because all of your parts are adopted." So if you're an adoptee, know this: what you feel is valid. You are not broken, you are resilient. You've lived through something life-altering, something that touches the core of your identity. And yet, within that, you carry a deep strength. Your journey is not just about surviving, it's about reclaiming your truth and discovering where you truly belong. Find you, seek you, and embrace the joy of rediscovering you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more understanding and education about adoption, foster care, and mental health.